So I was watching, I was listening to NPR 1A. It used to be a lot better. It's not as good anymore, but it's all right. But they were talking about the Kamala Harris loss to Trump, and they were asking the question, was there misogyny involved? And the same question popped up with Dana Bash on CNN, and the same popped up on MSNBC. And there was a Latino radio host, and he was saying like, well, he said, I voted for Harris, but within Latino culture, yeah, there is misogyny. There's guys there's a lot of machismo. The guy's the head of the household. He doesn't take orders from women. So he's like, yeah, there probably misogyny played a part in it. Um, and the funny thing is how black men get roped into this. Now, again, black men make mistakes. We do stupid things. We say stupid things. We're dudes. No matter what race a guy is, he's going to do something stupid that a woman doesn't like. So that's just us. However, in this circumstance, I feel like black men have been charged too much of saying that we've been misogynistic about the Kamala Harris race. So if you look at these numbers, black women voted the most for Kamala Harris, is at 88%. However, I think they voted for Biden 94%, so they went down. Black men voted on this chart 73%. I think they voted for Biden 88%. But here's the thing: of this grouping, Latino men voted for Kamala Harris 51%, black men 73%, Latino men 51%. And the most misogynistic people in this group, because we don't have Middle Eastern men mixed in here, and they also are very domineering, white men at 39%. You can say black men is misogynistic as much as you want, but there's nothing more misogynistic than 39% of white guys not voting for Harris. But they never get called out for it. I would love for them to go to a diner and ask a bunch of white dudes. It's like, okay, why did you not vote for Harris? What was the problem there? And I want them to be honest, but they'll never ask white dudes that question. It's always pointing the finger at black dudes, especially when the radio host was on. He said what he said about Latino men, and the women's like, oh, okay. And he went on to the next question. It's like, wait, where's the follow up? There's no follow up. Believe me, if that was me, it's like, oh my God, why do you hate black women so much? It's like, what? I don't think she was a strong candidate. But, oh my God, it's crazy. But I think misogyny played a part in it, but I don't think it was a major part. In fact, if it is misogyny, I think it came from women. So if you look at this chart again, black women, once again, is 88%. Latino women is 60%. Still pretty good, but not the 88% of black women. And coming in at 46% are white women. White women at 46%. They did the same thing to Hillary Clinton. The reason Hillary Clinton lost is that they felt blindsided, because Hillary Clinton felt like, I'm a white woman, I'm accomplished, I'm a mom, I should be able to get these votes. And they would, I'm sure Hillary Clinton probably felt like, oh, I'll probably get at least 75% of these votes, 80% of these votes. No, she got 45%. The voting went, like, black women voted for Hillary like 96%, Latinos was like 65%, and white women voted 45%. Both times, when it's time for a female president, they voted around 45 to 46%, and they gave their vote to Donald John Trump. Now imagine if we look at the much maligned black men at 73%. If Latinas voted 73%, Kamala Harris would have had a better shot, and white women would have voted at least the same as black men at 73%. Kamala Harris might have won, just because there's more women than men. So yeah, if white women and Latinas vote around 73% to go along with black women 88%, there might have been a good chance that Kamala Harris would have been the first female president of the United States. This is the maddening thing about females, though, which I don't quite get. Women had 2 shots at the crown. They got 2 shots. Hillary Clinton in 2016 and Kamala Harris in 2024. And they had 2 chances to install the first female president ever. And they didn't do it. And it's only within 8 years. 2 female candidates in 8 years is unheard of. The closest next to that is probably Hillary Clinton in 2008 and Shirley Chisholm in the early 70s. And that's a big gap right there. So they had 2 shots and they wouldn't do it. And my question is, why? Why do women vote against their interests? I voted for Hillary Clinton back in 2016, and I voted for her because I knew the next president would have had 2 Supreme Court justices. Obama should have had a Supreme Court justice, but Mitch McConnell blocked them for a year. And Obama should have just installed a Supreme Court justice because it wasn't right. It was his right as a president to install and to have a Supreme Court justice, but Mitch McConnell took it away from him. So whoever's going to become president was going to get 2. And who knew that Trump would get 3? Like Biden only had 1. I forget how many Obama had, but yeah. So Trump ended up getting 3, but at that time you knew 2 was going to get in there. So when Trump got in, it's like, it was his right to put in 2 conservative justices. So then all of a sudden women's like, oh my God, they took away our rights. Yeah, they took away your rights because there's a group of women in your sisterhood who voted against your interests. It's not the dude's fault. It's women. And I think if I was a female journalist, I think I would go around, no matter if it's The View or MSNBC or CNN or independent journalists, and I would go around asking different females about their voting. And it's like, did you vote for Trump or Harris? And again, I don't want like a MAGA person or a big time Trump supporter. I want women who are either independents or right-leaning Dems or moderates, and find out why they voted for Trump over Harris. Because I'm very interested in that, but they won't do it. Because then you'll be calling out women, and we can't call out women. We can't question women, but they should, because I can't do it. I'll be called misogynistic. But I really do wish that female journalists would ask these women why not Harris and why Trump, and if they voted for Trump over Clinton, why Trump over Clinton? Because these numbers are insane. Because Hillary Clinton was probably the most qualified person ever to run for president. She was a senator. She was a secretary of state. She was the first lady in the White House, where she helped out Clinton on stuff, Bill Clinton on stuff, her husband. She was the first lady in Arkansas, and she sat on the Watergate trial as a law student. She's a very smart woman, and she didn't get elected because of white women voted for her 45%. So for Kamala Harris, who's less accomplished, smart but less accomplished, but at the same time, white women went for her for 45%, and that's, and she was 46%, and she was Indian and Jamaican. So if they didn't vote for a white woman at 45%, they definitely weren't going to vote for an Irish. Well, she's part Irish too. Jamaican Indian woman at 46%. So there's probably some racism mixed in there too. It kind of reminds me of the stuff with the WNBA, because I interviewed these wonderful ladies. They did a documentary on the WNBA called Shattering Glass on Tubi. Please check it out. But the WNBA ladies, if in the league, will always complain about, we need more marketing, we need more men to support us, we need to make as much money as the men. But that's not going to happen, because when Michael Jordan popped up, so the NBA was dying, and then Bird and Magic came up, they revived the league, and then Michael Jordan popped up, and he just blew everything open, because from a marketing standpoint, he brought in casual viewers, people who weren't maybe NBA fans, but they wanted to watch him play. They loved his Air Jordan sneakers. They wanted to wear baggy shorts like him. They wanted to cut their haircut like them. But Jordan brought in a lot of casual fans, and the NBA had this opportunity with Caitlin Clark. And what happened? Like, Caitlin Clark was the golden goose. She was getting all this appeal, and then the women within the league was like, she's all right. It's like, what are you talking about? You guys are complaining about ratings. You're complaining about viewership. You're complaining about money. And here's the golden goose. Like, even the commentators, hosts on TV was like, hey, this Caitlin Clark, it can help WNBA. She's all right. It's like, oh my God. Why do women fight themselves so much? Why do you guys do this? Like, I'm a dude. I'm constantly trying to figure out how women think, and I can't do it. It drives me crazy. I don't know, because I'm a guy. I don't have a female mind. So I need women to tell me, why do they not support WNBA or women's professional soccer? Why do some of your friends and sisterhood do not vote for Kamala Harris for president? Do not vote for Hillary Clinton as president, knowing that both of those ladies would have hooked up women with better daycare. They would have hooked them up with grants and loans for businesses. There would have been a ton of women in their administration. Like, women would have been all over these ladies' administration. It's crazy. Like, so women, I need you to help me out. Tell me why women vote against their own interests, and then get mad when it doesn't go the way they think it's going to go. Of course, Trump is going to put these people on. But look at this 46% for Harris. This is crazy. Shout out to black women for staying strong in this, but the other ones, man, I don't quite get it. When this guy's doing this, it's misogyny. But if women do it, what is it called?